welcome to the View Behind Blue Eyes. Today I'm back in Moulton. Moulton has its significance to me. It's where I was born, it's where I was brought up. It's where I lived during the 70s and the 80s. I went to school here. My school friends and everybody were here. And through the 70s, 80s and into the 90s, I called it home. And I frequented back then what was the local 4 pubs in the village. Our history. Now I was just a little bit interrupted then, but actually it came quite fortuitous because our first site is a pub called the Dolphin Inn, and as I was saying, I frequented 4 pubs when I lived here, but originally history tells us that there was 10 pubs here, maybe more. Now many of those pubs have been gone for years and years, and this one, number 1, the Dolphin Inn, was what was known as a beer house. Now the reason they were called a beer house is because there used to be a problem with the water, so they would drink beer instead of the water because the water was rancid. But the licensing allowed beer houses to only serve beer. If they wanted to serve wines and spirits, they were public houses, so 2 different licenses. Now sometime in the 1930s, the government looked at public licensing and decided that they were only going to issue public house licenses, and therefore what was then known as the beer house licenses ceased to exist, which inevitably ended up with most of these pubs beginning to shut down, if they hadn't already shut down before then. I'm going to turn you around and show you, because you can't really get a very good shot because it's quite overgrown, but actually the lady let me take a few seconds, which I'm going to add on to the end of this, of looking through a gate, which is still quite overgrown but got a little bit of a view. Just the web. So actually bumped into the owners here and they've actually allowed me to get a few shots, so I don't want to be too nosy, but this is the Dolphin Inn. Amazing. I have to say thank you. So the building in front of us, the stone one, it's not really the pub, it's the white one. And if you can see, there is a weather vane on top. It's just turned, so if it turns, and on the weather vane is what looks like a fish. Well, it's a dolphin. This is the Dolphin Inn. Now, the lady just told me that the first time this building was sold, it doesn't mean this is when it was built. First time it was sold, that she has on record, is 1741. So, you know what, thank you for letting me take a nice shot of your house. Thank you for giving me that information, and that small chat we had. She did say that she got deeds to this building with all the landlords on in some of the events, and that apparently she did allude, she didn't really tell me much about it, but she did allude that one of their landlords had a bit of a notorious past. I wonder what that was. Anyway, location 1 is the Dolphin Inn. So we're going to move on to our second location, which actually is still a pub, and it's behind me, behind the church, which is just here behind me, just up the road there, and that is going to be our second location, so let's go that way. So moving swiftly on past the church, in front of us we find the second of our pubs, and this is one of the existing pubs that we have in the village still, the Artichoke, one of 3 still in situ. It's been done up a few times over the years. I remember when you used to be able to go in the side door and go to the hatch when you were a kid, get a bottle of pop and some crisps, but long since changed, although has retained, from the outside at least, the very look of a village pub. It's a different angle to it. So, one of 3 still in existence, the Artichoke Inn. Now, I'm going to be walking up Chater Street There's no pubs as such up here. However, I'm going to skip ahead and we're going to jump to the next location because I want to do Chater Street in a different video. So, location 3. Looks like a pub, isn't it? It's not a pub. That's not a pub, it never was. But it does look like one. Prince of Wales Row though was originally called Balls Row. And the reason it's changed its name to Prince of Wales Row is because it used to have a pub. And it's actually the first building up here, not the stone one, as you might think. Actually the one that is blue, or the one next to the one that's blue and the blue one. So that used to form Prince of Wales pub, and that closed in the 1930s. And here we are at location 4. So excuse the traffic, there's a lot of traffic around today. Now this has changed considerably. It used to be known as the Bakehouse, but it used to be a lot longer than this. And this part of it was the inn, also run concomitantly with the Bakehouse. This was the Boot Inn. And literally right next door to the Boot Inn is one of the current drinking grounds, the Moulton Workingmen's Club. So this building at the back is the older part of the Workingmen's Club. It can be seen in some of the old black and white photos. Hopefully I might have one, if I can get a good angle on it. Show you that it was in situ many years ago. Let's try. Yep. So the Workingmen's Club, and then where the bakery Boot Inn was, where that wall is where the car park is now for the Workingmen's Club, used to be the Bakehouse and the Boot Inn. So moving on from the Boot and the Workingmen's Club brings us to probably the most controversial of the losses in front of us. Is recently closed and done into flats, come buildings like that. There's the old car park. This was the White Lion. Pub that I've drank in when I used to live in Moulton. I think it's been closed since about 2017. I might be wrong on that. It's quite recent. It's had a lot of renovation. And quite frankly, I think they killed part of the soul of the village when they lost that one. There you go. Nothing stops in progress. And we're just a short trip away from our 6, is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 location. I think I'll just take a little seat so I can get a better shot at our 6th location. It's quite nice, isn't it? And there we have Cardigan Arms, our 6th location, and one of 3 pubs that is still in Moulton. Wonder how much longer they'll be here. Anyway, we're not far from our 7th location, and it's probably the oldest location in the village of a former pub. Yeah, Cardigan Arms. Drank in there as well. And if we walk down here, they are but a stone's throw from our 7th location. In fact, it's the building behind the bus stop that's there. This building is known as Chequers House. I've also heard it called the Old Bank. There used to be a bank in the co-op, and this was also used as a bank as well. But this is Chequers House. And when I say it's the oldest, it's considered to probably have started off as a longhouse, so it takes it back a fair few years. And at one time it was a pub. So it classifies. Number 7 in our lost 10. We're just going to walk down Jubilee Hill now to our next location. Well, I hope you can hear me. There seems to be a lot of traffic. There's more traffic in this village now than I remember when I used to live here back in the 70s and 80s. And there was a few cars around then. It just seems to be constant. Just finds filming quite difficult. So I'm going to cross over. I'm actually walking down Jubilee Hill, and not a million miles away now from our 8th location. Our 8th, and this one's another missing pub. There's 3. There's, as I was saying, there's 10 known pubs in the village. Only 3 still exist. So 7 lost. However, there is some speculation that there was some more. I turn you around now. So the building, I'm going to try and get as close as I can, get a best shot. So the building just behind the sign there, the white and red arrow. So the building with the white steps going up to it is our 8th location, and this was the Shoulder of Mutton. I think this one closed in the 1930s or 50s. I couldn't tell you exactly when. But yeah, Poplar's Hotel, the Shoulder of Mutton. So behind me, the Shoulder of Mutton, and we're actually not far from our 9th location. This led me to think, I wonder if you could have done a pub crawl around here. I think you could have quite easily walked it, whether you had survived the intake of ale to achieve the full 10 if they were all open. So I don't suppose they have all been open at the same time. Just because there was 10 pubs here doesn't mean they're all open at exactly the same time. Would have been interesting to have tried. I doubt I would have managed it. 2-3 pints, I'd have probably been looking for a Coke in the next one. I can't drink that much. Anyway, we're nearly there. I'm just actually approaching West Street and the corner of West Street and Church Hill. Turn you around. So this is West Street. And a house in front of me, it wasn't a pub, it was actually a sweet shop when I was a kid. Harrison's Sweet Shop. Used to love that shop. And these 2 buildings here were shops, and also the original site, or one of the original sites, of Moulton Post Office. So, but the building here, the thatched one, edgeways on, is our 9th location. This is Bluebell House, and this is the site of the Bluebell pub, or the Bluebell Inn. Yeah, I think this one closed in the 30s or 50s, not 100% sure. It's one of those beer houses as opposed to public houses, so it lost its license and had to close. It's also one of the ones where, if you believe some of the legends, some of the highwaymen from who were at Belton Fair hung out in. Anyway, our next one's a little bit of a walk, but not too far, so we'll do a time jump there. So, right near our next location, I'm going to turn you around now, and our 10th location, the 10th pub that used to be on this one's. So this is the Telegraph Inn. It's adjacent to the former home of William Carey. He went on to be a missionary and do lots of work in Africa. Lived here for a few years. That's your William Carey Museum. Something we might pick up in another vlog sometime. This one's about the pubs. Here we are at the last one. Telegraph Inn. Right next door to Northampton Institute of Agriculture. Now just known as Moulton College. So I guess the college kids probably go in here quite a lot. This one was always, when I was growing up here, considered a bit of a, what's the posh word, snobbier pub. I did go in here a few times, not that many. Anyway, so there we are. There was once 10 pubs, maybe more. 10 sites still exist, 3 of them are still active. Of course, we have the working man's club as well. There's also a sports club and a football club where you can go and get a drink in the morning. Telegraph Inn, number 10. So, was a pub crawl possible? In my view, you could walk it. Whether you could survive drinking it is another thing. That's my view, but this is the view behind Blue Eyes. Thank you for watching.
Talk to me, Goose.